Everybody, no more sleeping in bed. No more backward thinking, time for thinking ahead. The world changed so very much from what it used to be. There's so much hatred.
The first question is, Mayor Murphy, what impact has affordable housing had on your community?
Well, affordable housing has impacted Cool Valley with the movement of more people into the city of Cool Valley that can afford to live in the homes here. The census of 2010, Cool Valley was the only city in the metropolitan area here that went up in population, and that's due to affordable housing that we have here in the city.
What changes have happened in your community due to affordable housing?
Well, when you bring more people in, it brings more revenue in because people tend to shop in the communities that so all of those things impact how the economy grows. So our revenue has gone up in the past few years because of the movement of more people into the city.
How has affordable housing positively impacted the economy of your community?
Well, right now we've got a brand new Family Dollar being built. So I guess the people like Family Dollar, the people that make the decisions where they go, see that this is a city that can impact the economy, and more people will shop at Family Dollars. More people that you have in a community with things that are affordable. So we think with more people moving into the area, people that make decisions looked at, this may be a great place to put something that can help the community. So affordable housing has helped economic development for our city.
Do you have a large senior population? If so, why is affordable housing important to that group?
Yeah, we do have a large group. Most of the residents, a lot of the residents that live here in Cool Valley have lived here a long time. So there are a lot of seniors that are here. They find that this is an affordable community. There are a lot of stores that we have that fit into the realm of what they can afford to buy.
Our last question is, how can we get more people to become advocates for affordable housing?
I think the movement that Beyond Housing has and the type of things that you all are doing right now, educating, you have to educate people. People don't know about programs, people don't know about affordable housing, but Beyond Housing has programs that we are re-educating people that make decisions on where they want to live. So what I think they can do is to continue doing little things like you're doing today, putting me on this shot here and explaining how affordable housing impacts our community. The more you educate people about programs, the more successful it becomes. And right now, the 24-1 with Beyond Housing's guidance has really helped a lot of families across this region to be able to afford to move in affordable houses, but good houses. So this program is working because you have more and more people trying to get involved, trying to get the message of what affordable housing is and how it impacts their lives.
The first question is, what is the relationship between affordable housing and education in the community?
Well, affordable housing is really important because one of the things that you want to make sure that you're affecting positively is what we call the mobility rate. And that is the rate at which families move in and out of the district. High mobility rates typically translate into poor academic performance because when you have people that are moving around a lot, it tends to interrupt and disrupt the educational process, so people can't learn as well. Also, there are a lot of stressors that are involved with constantly moving. We have had about a 51.4% mobility rate. A lot of that is tied into the ability of people to find affordable housing and being able to actually create very strong roots in the community. The more that we can have affordable housing and people can stay in one place, the more the kids will learn.
How does homelessness affect the education of a child, the school district, and the community?
A couple ways. One is when you're dealing with homelessness, there's psychologically you're dealing with a lot of stress on that child and that family. The other thing that you're dealing with is from a medical standpoint, there tends to be much more difficulty in that child receiving primary care, making sure that they get their shots, their checkups, and also because of the disruption, you go back to the mobility issue. When you have people who are homeless, they tend to have to, as a survival mechanism, move into different cities, move into different districts. Again, we're talking about severely interrupting the educational process for that child. And it affects the school in the sense that when we do have children that are considered homeless under the McKinney-Vento Act, school districts are required to make sure that they transport that child to what's considered their home district, and that can cost upwards of hundreds of thousands of dollars a year that typically a school district may not have budgeted for. And right now we're dealing with a fairly large increase from 2011-2012 school year to 2012-2013 school year, almost 100% increase in our homeless population. So that means that our costs for transportation have also increased substantially.
Our last question is, if you had to summarize in one sentence why affordable housing is essential to the community, what would it be?
I think affordable housing is essential to the community because a community is only as strong as the roots that have been placed in that community. You need affordable housing so people have an opportunity to actually have a home, build up connections, and also from the educational standpoint, the more that you can keep children in one place and in a healthy place, the more they're going to be able to learn.
What are the consequences of living in poor conditions and mental health?
Well, some of the consequences for mental health is the level of stress that living in an unsafe or insecure environment can have on your growth and development, on the growth and development of your children and your family. So it does have a direct impact on your ability to make decisions for your family. What's in the best interest of your community? Just to say, even the structure of your housing environment could have a direct impact on your ability to feel safe and secure. That impacts how you interact with others. It impacts how you perform in the classroom and on the job. So I think it has a direct impact on your mental health.
Okay. Have you witnessed any situations where affordable housing has made a positive impact on someone's health?
Yes. There is a young woman that I used to mentor. And some of the things that she told me coming up was she didn't have a stable environment where she was residing. She happened to be pregnant at the time, and the only housing that she had was her car. So I think about that experience, what that could have been like for her, not having that safe, stable place to provide for her and her child. And I think that really has a direct impact on how she relates to others, how she views what she wants for herself and her family. So I think it's just one of those things that if we could begin to look at providing this stable, secure, affordable housing for children and families, I think it will help support our families' growth and development.
If you had to summarize in one sentence why affordable housing is essential to the community, what would it be?
That's a great question. I would say it's unifying. It's unifying for that family. It's unifying for our community. I think it contributes to building a sense of community for our home community. So I think it is probably one of those cornerstones of building a strong family and community.
What is the relationship between affordable housing and growth of a community?
Again, every community needs to have a housing stock that's strong and vibrant and in good shape. So again, there's a great correlation between the availability of affordable housing and housing that's in good condition to a strong and vibrant community. It's not the only piece, but certainly it's an important piece.
Why is affordable housing important to the community?
Folks need and deserve a decent, safe, and affordable place to live. If you believe in the idea that home matters and where you live is important, you start with the physical place where you live, and then what happens in and around that home is important as well. So, but you have to start with that place where somebody lives. So again, if you don't have that, it's hard to build a strong community.
How can the public get involved with advocating for affordable housing?
I mean, I think if everybody acknowledges the importance of home, so one of the things that happens is people use words to kind of stigmatize stuff. So affordable and housing are two words that regular folks out in the community don't necessarily embrace and think this is a good thing. So we like to use the phrase home because everybody gets what home is, and home can be a house that you own, a house that you rent, can be an apartment, can be a lot of different things. So one of the things is to make the topic be like for everybody. So everybody should have a home to live in. So if you start with that idea, look, it's not just about any certain kind of folks, all of us deserve a home to live in. And then you say, if folks in our community don't have that, shouldn't we try to provide that? Why are folks homeless? Why are folks living on the street? How come folks can't afford where they live? None of that makes any sense, and we should be fighting to make sure everybody has a place to live and a place to call home.